Hello, business builders. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? Woo! It's been a day. It's been a day. It is Monday, usually my favorite day of the week. How's everybody doing? When you come on here, you're going to have to, if you're watching replay, you're going to have to type your wins for the week. Type your wins for the week. Let us know how all of my business builders are doing out there. How is your creative business going? What goals have you met? All of this stuff I want to know. I'm going to pull us up on the old Facebook machine and hope that somebody pops on soon enough. There I am. Sometimes it just works like a charm. All right, so I'm on. So far, I'm the only one on. Okay, so it has been a day. So I have, last night, for some reason, I never fell asleep. And normally when I have a totally sleepless night, what will happen is right around 4:00 a.m., I will start sleeping. But the problem is I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to teach Pilates. So I did 4 hours of that. My watch because I put my watch on right away at 4:30 today, it told me I met all of my goals. That never happens where I meet all my goals by 4:30. I usually meet them right at like 9:00. So crazy. But so I've been getting ready for the retreat and cleaning and organizing and making copies of stuff and doing all of that fun stuff. And so I've been just very, very, very active all day today. And I just decided, well, I'm not going to try to take a nap because then I won't sleep tonight. So that would not be good. So anyways, okay, I feel like I'm talking to myself today. Hopefully somebody will pop on, and if not, I will just start talking. Obviously, when we get to the point where we're right around my retreat, I tend to slow down a little bit on all my other work. And I know you guys can understand that and appreciate that. But I wanted to talk to you guys about something that is kind of big on my heart. It's an important thing, and I came across it. I came across the desire to talk about it 2 weeks ago when I got this email from a creative business coach. Interestingly enough, he's not my coach, and I don't know why I got the email from him. My thing does not. Hi, Michelle. He's not my coach, and I don't know why I got the email from him, but the email was written like as if I wrote it, and got too many tabs open. It's hard to find things when there's too many tabs open. The email came to me, and it was as if I wrote it. So it's like a lot of exactly what I want to say, and so I'm going to kind of read a lot of that to you guys today. But it's about creating a healthy community. And the reason why, so if you don't know my history, which most of you guys do, it's now been almost 4 years, maybe 4 years since, because I've been out here 6 years. It's been 4 years since I started my creative group. And, I wasn't, I'm not original in starting a group like I did. And I was not a phenomenal artist. My whole idea was it was going to be a creative group. I morphed and I've kind of changed as an artist since that happened. But my idea was it was going to be a creative group, all different crafts and arts and all that, which I still want to do a little bit of that and incorporate that into the group. Anyways, that's why I like to do all different things. Anyways, why? So I've been asked by my husband and all of his friends, why did you want to do this group? And there's several answers. One, it's just a natural thing for me to work with women. And so when you do that ikigai test that I've done with you guys, and we should probably do it again, that always comes up, gathering women, right? But I've always done this in my corporate job because I worked with teachers, and, we did in services and pre-services with, like in-service training and all that, where we gather, 99% of the clientele were females because they were teachers. So it's always kind of been like this natural thing for me to do. But why did I want to start a group, or why, because I could say, what's my why? And my why is about why I want to make money, right? Thank you for asking that. It's about why I want to make money. And that's what my why is, right? Starting the group is how, right? Was how I want to do it. And my answer to that is I want to make money only doing the things that I love. And I didn't move out to Texas, and I didn't take these sacrifices and all of that to continue making money doing things that I don't love, right? And so as the years have gone by, you guys have seen me morph and pivot and all that, and really stop doing the things I love, to where now I'm just doing only what I love, art and the group. Okay. But why did I want to do it? Why did I want to make money by starting a group? And the answer is, one, because it's natural for me. But two, it's because I was in other groups. I was in 3 or 4 other groups. And I was missing what I wanted from those groups. So, one, I was missing a schedule, and some of them didn't really have a schedule. But two, I was missing a sense of true community. I was getting a community with competition in the groups that I was in, literally, because there was competitions about who painted it best. So there was a lot of fun jabbing back and forth, but that always turns ugly. And even though if the people who are talking are having fun, whenever there's competition like that, the people who are not talking are not having fun. And so, to make a long story even longer, I kept on being in the groups and going inside my head. Well, if I had a group, I would do it like this. If I had a group, I would do it like this. And I had different ideas of how I wanted my group to look. I never, ever wanted it to look like because somebody's, has more viewers or more this, that means they're more important. I never, ever wanted to give people roles in my group because they're fancy or whatever. I wanted a healthy community based on what I felt when I was in those communities. Does that make sense? But this is part of my business, right? Now, the reason why I bring this up is because no matter what you're doing, we as human, even if you're introvert, even if you're introvert, we are social creatures, right? We do have communities, okay? No matter how big or small they are, we have communities. Our family is a community. Our neighborhood is a community. Our city is a community. The places that you go and visit often are also communities. Girl, I've been listening to Matthew McConaughey, Tony Robbins, Shelton all day. I watch competition with the groups. It's a big turnoff. We need connection. Okay, so we need connection. So my goal has always been to develop and create and nurture a healthy community. And I'm going to go back to, why am I saying this to you all? Because you're in business. and you're female, you're a woman. Even more than males, we genetically need connection. And so it's important to dive into communities, right? To try out different communities. It's important to make sure that those communities are healthy communities for you, right? And so I encourage everybody to try new communities and to give them a shot, right? And then to, even if something felt wrong, give it a second shot, right? But once you have, one or two feelings of ew, it's generally not a healthy community for you. It might not be a bad community. It might be a good community for other people, but healthy for you might not be healthy for the next person, right? And so what I want to put forth to you and ask you is, what are the signs that you are in a healthy community? What are the signs that you exhibit that you're in a healthy community? There's 6 of you on here, so I'm going to wait for you guys to answer. So think of all the different communities you're in, online, in person, right? So I remember one time when I was in a community of school moms, right? A school mom community. It was the most unhealthy, toxic community I have ever been in, right? Because it was cliquey, right? Okay, so but what are the signs? What do you do, right, when you're in a healthy community? Okay, how do you feel when you're in a healthy community? Michelle said supported. She feels like she gets encouraging feedback. Do you dread attending those events by that healthy community? So what I'm asking is, what is it like? What do you do to help? You have good positive feelings. Yes, Sandy. Do you show up? Maybe you show up, right? Maybe if you're in a healthy community, you want to get involved. You want to say, yeah, I want to do that. Like this collaborative art thing. So many of you were like, yeah, I want to do that. I'm excited about that, right? Excited, encouraged, inspired, safe. Do you feel safe to volunteer, right? Feel comfortable asking for advice, not praise, Luann, right? You feel safe asking for advice. You may feel safe volunteering to do something in that community. And one more thing that you might do. Think about your other friends. You want to invite them to the community, right? You want to invite them to the community. Now think about the flip side of it, okay? Think about communities that you are in or have been in that feel different to you. Maybe that you are in. What is it about a community that's going to make it unhealthy for you? For me, competition, one, unless it is a competitive sport, right? That's different, right? But even so, at my age, a competitive sport, I still want it to be fun, right? But I'm very, very competitive with myself in athletics. Hi, Cynthia. She's in. She got into Patreon. Yeah. Feeling hesitant to join in. Okay. Feeling hesitant to speak up. You may watch from the community right? Watch from the background and not say anything. Okay. So you may become voyeuristic, right? Because Cynthia said she didn't like it and left. You may become voyeuristic because maybe you want to hear what's being said. You have FOMO, fear of missing out, but you don't feel safe talking or speaking up. Okay. For me, I start avoiding, right? I start avoiding. And the other thing that I do when I'm in an unhealthy community is I start getting, I mean, this is my own personal problem and how I handle things poorly, right? So I'm going to be very honest with you. I start handling things poorly, right? So everything I hear becomes negative, but that's because I've already deemed this not a good place for me. So now I'm going to start nitpicking. Okay, nitpicking. This is my fault. Doesn't mean the community is not good. It means it's not good for me, right? And so if I'm talking about Facebook, then what I need to do is, whatever the leaders of those communities, the main players or whatever, I need to unfollow, right? I need to mute. I need to do all that to keep that space safe for me. If it's in person, I simply need to not be engaged with the community. That doesn't mean I become unprofessional and unresponsive. All right. So there's some communities here in McKinney that I love. And there's some communities that I've learned over the past year and a half that are they're a no for me. No go. I'm not going there. Right. Now, I am still professional. And so Millhouse, you guys know my story about Millhouse. That is a no-go for me. But I still have a working relationship with them after, a little blow up and but now we're professional and I have a working relationship, but I am not going to be in that community. Whenever I hear they're making a decision about a competition or anything like that, or that's what happened with me painting on stage, as Millhouse took it over, and then I wasn't painting on stage. But whenever I hear that they're in charge, I'm like, nope, that's a no for me. I'm done. I'm out. So it's important to protect yourself, and it's important to look out for those healthy communities, because your business will not grow without community. It will not. You hear it all the time. It's all about the relationships, right? And you grow relationships in communities. Okay. It's much easier to grow relationships in small group settings, in large group settings, in, casual things together. So businesses will not survive without a community. Okay. So I'm going to just read a little bit, and you guys can focus on the yucky feeling or comments. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know about you, Michelle, but I get obsessive. And this is my fault, right? This is a fault of mine. When somebody has hurt me, I get obsessive about that hurt and about that action that maybe that person didn't even know. But I usually don't get that worked up about it until it happens over and over again. If it doesn't happen over and over again, I can get over it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you who this person is. He is a creative coach, and he says he's not an artist, but he's a coach. And it's from the Unstarving Artist, Harry Welchel. So he sent this email, and I don't even know how or why I got it. And I just want you to hear these words, because it was just so like I wrote it. It says, my second reason for writing to you is that I want to build a healthy community for artists, and selfishly for myself too. And that's exactly what I did. Like, if I didn't find the community I really wanted to be in, I was like, I'm going to build a community. I'm going to build a community where artists can experience encouragement and support on their journey. Engaging in any sort of creative practice can be a lonely endeavor. If you choose to, you can work in isolation for years and eventually wonder where the time has gone. Without being part of the community, we can develop tunnel vision and lose sight of the bigger picture. We might even forget why we set out on our creative path and where we were planning to go in the first place. So we may, without a community, you may even forget what your why is, right? Because you don't have those people to converse with about it, and for those people to cheer you on and say, remember, you're doing this for A, B, and C. On the flip side, having an unhealthy community can be worse than having no community at all. Most people will know what I mean. I've heard it called the crabs in the bucket. Okay. And this is the community that, when I talk about the community that I was in and I had to get out of, this is how I felt. Okay. The crabs in a bucket mentality. In a bucket, a crab could easily climb out of it if it were alone. Okay. If there are other crabs present, they have a tendency to pull each other back, keeping everyone stuck in the same place. Okay. Keeping them stuck in the same place is going to benefit them, not you. Right? Keeping everyone stuck in the same place. The theory goes that oftentimes our friends or family members pull us back into the bucket, so to speak. Perhaps they're envious, feel threatened, or simply comfortable with their current lifestyle. If we were to change in any significant positive ways, it might draw uncomfortable attention to areas of their life that needs improvement too. They say things like, you've changed. Now, I got this from my friends when I did this in Texas. You've changed. Don't forget where you come from, or don't sell out. Many artists say these things to other artists as well. It's not enjoyable to be on the receiving end of this when you're trying to make positive changes in your life. Given how pervasive this attitude is in the wider world, it's crucial that artists have a community they can be part of, where their dreams and goals are not dismissed or belittled, but are encouraged and supported with pragmatic realism. That's the key. Pragmatic realism. Imagine a bucket where instead of everyone pulling each other back in, people lift each other out one at a time, and each person on their way out turns back around and pulls a few people up who are just behind them. That's the type of community we're building. If you have somebody who's leading a building, leading a community, and isn't happy because you've succeeded, or succeeded even more than they are, and they're not happy for you, then that's not healthy, right? Then he says, and this is the part I love, why pragmatic realism? We also don't want to fall into the trap of blowing sunshine up each other's rear ends. I love this quote from Paul Newman. Dreams without movement are delusions, escapes, kids play. You have to put your feet in your dreams if they're ever going to be reality. The dreamers we know and love today are the ones who work the hardest. The point is that positive thinking and encouragement are critical ingredients, but they don't make a full meal. The complete recipe is this. Okay, business builders, this is what I'm here for. The complete recipe is this. Helpful ideas, that comes from your community. Positive encouragement, that comes from your community. Hard work, that comes from you, equals results. So dream big as you'd like to, but you've got to match those dreams with significant action too. If being part of a community with these values resonates with you, stick around. Stick around. That's what he was saying, but that's what I'm saying too. Stick around. I want that to be what our community is like. So our business builders community is here, and it's here for you guys to do that just for each other. For some of you, it's not enough, right? To have an online community, and you need to go out and find that community in person. Or some of you would just like to have both. I personally found out, I didn't know this until 2 years ago, that I wanted both. I wanted an online community that I enjoy very much, and I wanted to be part of an in-person community. The in-person is actually more difficult for me, but I realize how important it is for me to get out there and make those connections. But it is 100% more difficult than online because there's no safety net. Okay. So how do you guys feel about that? Do you need both? Do you want both an online community and an in-person, or are you happy with one or the other? Change does make others feel uncomfortable. When I moved here, my two best friends they weren't, I mean, they on the surface they were supportive, but you know how it is. You get those little digs and those little comments. How many times they said, "Ooh, I wish I could do art all day long." Or I show them my art and they just say, "Interesting." I mean, I still get that. I get that from my husband. "Oh, that's interesting." Oh, the snide comments. All right. Well, I would love to have an in-person group or of my like-minded individuals. And it's possible, Cynthia, to just go out there. It's possible to find that group. You just need to search for groups in your areas, sometimes classes, and people who meet on a regular basis. There's a group of about 6 artists at the gallery, and they paint every single Tuesday. It's like they paint from like 10 until 2, and they bake stuff for each other, and they hardly talk, right? And every once in a while they have conversations, but it's just this community, and they really, really enjoy being together. Yeah, it's really cool. I must have really good friends, all my shitty and great stuff. Oh, that's funny. I've got to go. All right. You got to go back to the beginning, husbands. I'm so excited for my in-person art journal group and the community we're going to build. I'm so excited too. You're so good at building those warm communities. Okay, guys. That's it for today. Stay tuned. I'll be sharing a little bit about the retreat over the week. And then next Monday, I will be taking off because I will be like exhausted. And then I'm going to be expecting you guys. So starting next week, I would love for you guys to schedule one-on-ones. And you go on to the website to the Kara's Color Me Creative and schedule, if you're in the business builders, and schedule your one-on-one. Okay. Use to have a group, but it's hard to get there now. Oh, but you miss it. Yeah, I want that for you. I really like that for you, Carrie. You have so much to offer, and you're so joyful and cool and inspirational. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful week. I hope you guys kill it this week. I mean, don't kill anything, but slay the day over and over. Slay every day. And I will see some of you in a couple days. All right. Okay. Mwah. Hugs and kisses to you all. Kill it with kindness. Yes. Oh, my foot's asleep. All right, you guys, have a wonderful week. I appreciate you so much. Bye, guys. See you soon, Sandy.